it is my fault that our guest is not here, so I'm hoping that they will randomly show up. The interesting part is this is the second time that I have forgotten to send the invite to that specific guest, and it has resulted the exact same way. So, I'm Dino the Genetic Marvel, one of your three magical hosts. Who is with me today?
I'm Atlas Novak, and Dino, it's fool yourself. Shame on you. Fool yourself again. You're a fucking moron. I'm your millennial. Sorry.
What's up, everybody? It's your favorite Gen Z boy back at it again, and I got a new look today. Dino and Atlas might have already gotten some glimpses of it, but if you can't tell, basically the MO behind this whole thing is that I'm playing with the idea of moving to Brooklyn, so I'm changing my style now, so everybody there definitely knows I'm not from there.
Caleb, you look like Benedict Cumberbatch, like off camera of any movie that he's filmed.
And that is the highest compliment you can give me, sir.
And they're doing the like, all right, behind the scenes on Sherlock Holmes 27, and
I feel
he's like over there in one of in the chair,
like classic
right?
novels and stuff. Yeah, and I just
feel
roll
like
down to the Mandos with me mates. And
that's not accurate.
Or Jude Law. Jude Law is another good resemblance.
Much more Jude Law,
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
That's because he does have those villainous eyebrows. It's just sticking like that, right? But I feel like Caleb is now the Gen Z version of a land pirate. He's like, yes, I'm a land pirate. You're like, what is that exactly? You're just like,
What is a land pirate?
I don't know. It just came to me, and I'm like, that seems like how he described it. Like, because Gen Z, let's be honest, Gen Z has a descriptive word for everything, and it is like for me, I'm staring, going, that's not the right word. 100%, that's not the right word. But they're like, no, that's what it's called now, and I'm like, all right. And I feel land pirate is definitely something.
Hey, language evolves how language evolves. Don't hate the play, I hate the game.
You know, it's funny that you say land pirate because it brings up a memory of that time I went to try and support my friend in his political rallies, and I just got yelled at and called a colonizer for 30 minutes.
Wait, seriously?
I am dead serious.
Do tell.
So my friend is in one of those like college groups.
They're in a cult.
Sure, whatever you want to call it. They make posters and meet in the park and yell for a couple hours. That's what they do.
Yeah.
So we are at this event, and it's at like a public library. And all of a sudden, like, it's going fine. Like, we're just sitting there. We're there to watch. We're there to support. And then all of a sudden, we just see this herd of people in matching shirts just walking down the street toward us slowly. And we're like, huh, this is interesting.
Was it a parade?
It could have been. It could have been anything at that point. I wasn't sure. And then they come up. And so we've confirmed that it's not a parade. It is, in fact, perhaps an allied group, perhaps seeking combat over the turf, perhaps seeking some kind of like philosophical roundtable. I'm not sure what's about to happen, but they ask for the mic and the people say yes. And it turns out that this group is just a group of like, I don't even know what direction of the political spectrum they lean. I'm assuming extreme left, but I think they, do I even say the name of the group? I don't know.
Maybe not.
Yeah, I won't say the name of the group, but basically their whole ideology is like they believe that not only do they believe in like firm reparations, which is like, okay, fine, but they believe that like they basically believe in like the flipping of the social hierarchy where like all white people need to be subservient and like give everything that they have taken basically back to like the indigenous peoples, which is like on principle, okay, maybe I kind of see where you're coming from. But then in practice, literally all they did was they stood up on the middle of the stage and made eye contact with me and the four other people that were there who also happened to be white.
Of course.
They were just like, where's our money, cracker? Colonizer! Where is it? You stole from us 300 years ago and you're stealing from us today, cracker! I hate you! I hate you!
Okay.
So, hey, here's a question for you: did anyone turn on one of you or the four? Like, I would actually go, well, I'm not white, I'm Greek. So, where is it? You? Like, that's exactly
finished. So I feel like I don't count.
I'm with them. Where is it? Empty your pockets right now. This is turn.
I am finished. Is you remember Winter War? We subservient to Russia.
Yeah. Dude,
Molotov cocktail. We invent Molotov cocktail.
I did like some digging on them, and apparently they like used all the money that they've like collected from people by like extorting them, and they tried to build like a little mountain town out here in Colorado. But like, it's funny because like all the project pictures they've shown, literally all they've done is put like 2 planks of wood over like a gap and like a ravine, and like it's been like, I don't know, a year and a half.
Okay.
See, this is the thing. This is the problem with activism and I think that a lot of people are seeing it too, is that you say, hey, that's a good thing to protest, and everyone's like, yep, you know what, I'm gonna bring mine too, and you're going, wait, no, one thing at a time. We're gonna protest one thing at a time, because when you team up, now those are 2 different groups, and you're just opening yourself up to danger. I don't like.
Well, it
I don't
depends, because you can have like people united over a greater cause, but it can also be a thing where the people who are trying to oppress you then use that as a wedge to like divide and conquer, right? So
listen, you guys are in a country that has literally, and mine too, that has had a war against unions for over 50 years and have been winning, right?
Yeah.
And remember, like, if you go to Europe, there's a 73% union participation, right? Like, everyone's unionized. You know why? Because a living wage isn't a crime. Yeah. Not giving a living wage is definitely a crime, right? Like, and remember, like places like Switzerland.
When you said 73% union participation, my nipples got hard.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing is, you know, so in Switzerland, which has an enormous amount of wealth, okay, it's actually they penalize you to the extreme when there's more than one income in the family. And then you'll have 2 people who are very educated, like 2 lawyers. Great. Only one works. You know why? Otherwise, the taxation is just unbelievably high. Well, it's ridiculous.
It's so you can like raise your kids, right? That's the
right. Well, there's a lot of places in Europe, especially, that will have not only very reasonable vacation times where it all starts at 4 weeks. You're like, oh yeah, you get a month off. You're like, oh, and remember, like, I know in Canada they had this where it's like, oh, but if you take it during the winter, you get 3 weeks. But if you take it during the summer, it's only 2 weeks. And you're like, so trying to encourage you to take it during the winter time, you're like, here's an idea. Pay me a normal wage, no trickery, just a job. I do the job, I make you money, I get paid for my job. That's simple. There's no big deal. Like, oh, and I get time off so I can spend, time with my family. Like, I took a couple months off with my dad dying, right? Like, because there's a program where you can take, if a doctor signs off that says, hey, they ain't gonna go for a stroll anytime soon. You can get time off up to 6 months at reduced pay, and it's done in conjunction with the government. And they're like, yeah, absolutely. But if you don't know, no one's going to tell you about it because people are assholes. But at the same time, they will say, oh yeah, listen. When you say, hey, I found out that there's this program, and they're like, oh yeah, here you go. This is, once you ask about something, it's the law that they help you as best they can to fill out the stuff, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like with like. I know I'm just gonna be like, adopt me, Dino, because healthcare. But like, when you go to the hospital or go to the urgent care or whatever, it's in your best interest to ask for an itemized receipt, because otherwise they're gonna like soak you. They're just gonna fucking add shit like, all right, we have like a gauze fee, and like that's not a fucking thing. But if you go give me an itemized receipt, they just knock off, and by knock off I mean omit the like. The stuff
that they just add on to everyone's and go, hopefully.
They'll pay for it. Or insurance will pay for it or whatever.
Yeah, and that's like the same idea behind if you're leaving a hospital, you have to leave in a wheelchair. No, you don't. Is that music in the background? Is that just me? What is happening?
Oh, my phone was going off.
I'm like, is pizza here? Is my wife?
Hello?
Someone's going.
I couldn't see his hands. I literally thought he was fucking around on the piano with that.
I wanted to, like, I was like, you know what? That's what I thought too. But I'm like, I don't want to say that. That's not not to assume the worst. But then at the same time, it was still him. Worst. So, but yeah, no. So like, that's one of the things is like, what were we saying?
Some stuff about like, you have to like ask for it.
Oh, so yeah, leaving the hospital in a wheelchair? Yeah, no, that's because they charge you. So here, they charge the government through the healthcare system for that removal of the hospital. And you're going, no. You know how many times I've looked at them going, get out of my way. They're like, oh, well, it's our policy. I'm like, hey, I will carry you and 3 more nurses before I get in the chair. How about that? And they go, have a great day, sir. I'm like, there you go. Thanks.
That's another thing with like, you're allowed to refuse treatment whenever, but they will like kind of give you shit about it. Like, so me being epileptic, there have been times where an ambulance has been called where there's no need for it. And I have learned that once I, come to in the ambulance, I'll go, I hereby refuse treatment. And they're like, what? I'm like, I hereby refuse treatment. Give me the discharge form.
Yeah.
And they go, but I'm like, I'm fine. Give me my stupid discharge form. They're like, okay. And like, they give you shit for it, but then you go, sign, by. Like,
this is the problem. And I find this very entertaining, is that the assumption in a few specific industries, so the law, money, and health, they assume you're an idiot. And if you don't do what they say, you are probably some sort of weirdo who believes in crazy stuff, right? And you're going, no, I know my situation. So, and this is the thing, is right now, because you have your bracelet, right, that says, I don't need help. Just tell, right? Mm-hmm. If you ever wake up, you still have your bracelet on and you're in a thing, say, no. Hey, did you see my bracelet? If they say yes, you're suing. You're suing and you're going to take the pants off them. You know why?
Yeah.
Because that means that they didn't follow instructions that you left. That's against your constitution.
Good to know. I will keep that in mind. Because the last time an ambulance got called on me, I decided then to get the bracelet.
Yeah.
So, now I know for next time.
Well, listen, that's the thing, is consent is a huge thing when it comes to treatment and the law, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I grew up, as I said, I was a Jehovah's Witness, right? So I remember I was young, I had a twisted testicle, I was going to go for surgery, and my parents were like, listen, no blood. Like, that's one of the big things.
Wait, and you had a what testicle?
Twisted testicle.
Oh, torsion. Testicular torsion, where it cuts off, Okay.
It just swelled up to the size of a grapefruit. I'm like, something's wrong with my nuts. We got to go to the hospital. I was like 10 years old, right?
Okay, like, so you're walking around like, 5th grade, I got a twisted testicle. We got to go to the hospital.
Well, guy,
like your voice drops 6 octaves.
Well, kind of. Let's put it this way. So I was 10 years old. I also was like 140 pounds, and probably around 5'2".
Wow.
Around then 5, yeah. So I was already like as big as a woman. Like that's So. Like it was. I was already starting to grow and everything. So the train had already left the station on that one. But it was weird. And then, but they all started freaking out. They're like, "Oh, he can't have blood." And like, granted, remember this is like still the 80s, right? So it's like, "Oh, he said he can't have blood." And it's like, yeah, but why would you give a kid blood when you're just untwisting his nuts? Like it was a weird thing. But that always happens. Like even now, if I'm going for surgery, I'm like, hey. Like I sign do not resuscitate. Like if something goes wrong, just let me go. I don't give a shit. Yeah. I'm like, listen, I'm worth way more dying on that table than coming back out of it. So, and they're just like, you'll be fine, right? I'm like, hey man, listen, I don't give a shit. Just let me die, okay? Let me die in peace. So,
listen, my mom's a big proponent of that because she's a patient advocate. So she's like, I know this probably isn't a thing in Canada, but it's basically a Sherpa for the healthcare system, or just like a person to help you guide you through it, make sure your doctors are talking to each other. Yeah. So she deals with a lot of old people, and she's like, when she meets them, she's like, the first thing I try and get them to be okay with is just like a DNR, because holding on for that long is not fun for anybody. Both the sufferer and the family, and your family's like money trying to pay for it. Just let yourself go. And like she's really good at convincing people because my mom is so
a murderer. She's
no, she's insufferable to the point where people are like, okay, I will sign the goddamn DNR if it means we can stop talking. Cool.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right. Runs in the family. Yeah. I gotta say, no, like, okay, so the idea or the topic, quote unquote, for the episode is pain. And I'm in a lot of pain right now. And the reason for that is I have a pinched nerve in my neck. So it hurts, and it's the kind of thing where like I thought I was just sleeping on my neck wrong, but it was like going on for weeks at a time. And then it started expanding to like my torso and my arm. And like, that's not.
No, that's not normal at all. Now, interestingly enough, is our guest has arrived. So, Michael Copenhaver.
Oh, and he just disappeared again.
He has departed.
That's awesome. Oh, there he's coming back. He's coming back. There we go.
He's coming back.
Hey,
Mr. Michael
I'm not very bright.
Copenhaver.
I will never be accused of being very, very bright.
Okay, so he shows up, immediately leaves, comes back, and he's walking around and has a cigarette in his mouth. We're in for a good guess.
And I'm going to smoke it.
Yeah.
That's
all right. How's it going, Michael?
Brother, if I was any better, I'd be twins.
I have no idea what that means. Okay.
I think it's a good thing.
Either, but it sounds hard as fuck, so I'm going to roll with it.
Dude,
Caleb, happy to see you, brother. What's happening?
Good to see you, Michael. It's been a while.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has.
I'm at the
compound.
For anybody that's missing context, Michael Copenhaver and I met at an open mic here in Denver when he stopped in town on a tour with another comedian friend of ours, Miss Billy Joe Gillespie. And he got me on Sauce in the City, where I met Dino. So in a way, Michael Copenhaver is the reason I'm on this show at all. So
let's make it clear. I am the linchpin of the universe. If something happens to me, all of your reality unravels.
He is the butterfly of the effect.
Episode title right there. That's the fucking episode title. Linchpin of the universe.
Listen, I think I'm glad that Michael Copenhaver is here, specifically because you two have been like, Dino's a little big for his britches, thinking he's really important. There we go. See, it's not just me. There are a lot of people who think they're important.
Dino had to find another guy to compete with his ego.
Listen, I told this to Ryan and Eargasm. I was like, listen, man, you got to understand, when you say narcissist, to a degree, all comedians are narcissists, okay? And that's fine. Yeah. However, I'm like, you don't understand. I don't only think that I'm the main character in my story. I think I'm the main character in other people's story too, okay? You have no idea how bad my mind is, okay? Like, I walk into a room and everyone looks and I'm like, continue, don't worry. I'm here. Everything will be fine. And that's the thing is, only things that have happened that have encouraged and solidified that thought process that keep on happening to me. I'm like, okay. Dude, I walked into places and they're like, hello, sir. And I'm like, the party may begin. That's just how it happens.
You know you're fucked up if the first thought you think when you enter a room is citizens' help has arrived.
It's on a daily basis in this house, man. I walk in and I'm like, I'll fix it. Don't worry.
I regularly host events, and at the end of every event, I tell folks, hey, if you had a great time tonight, I blame me.
Yeah.
I need to get you that shirt. Citizens' help has arrived. Like,
I feel like it would be just a picture of me in my underpants, and you know what? I would still wear it. I really would. I would just be like, yeah, that's fine. That's no problem.
See, I'm thinking that episode of Seinfeld where George is like in that kind of cheesecake pose where he's in his undies, like that, but it's Dino.
Yeah, I can do that. That's fine. I have a green shirt.
I can do that.
I got fancy
Yummy
over there.
Question mark.
Yeah. It'll work. That's all right. Listen, in the end, it's the best part is that we're all having fun. Okay.
Should we do the questions for Copenhaver?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. No.
Right.
We actually had this discussion. I was like, hey, do you want me to send you stuff in advance? He's like, I prefer on the fly. And I'm like, I do too. But the thing is that people who have been like, don't worry, they're better on the fly, it didn't really go that well. So.
Most of the people were, if I told them like just at the time, they're just like, why didn't you send it to me in advance? So I just do it as like the baseline now.
You also live in LA and everyone's weird. Yeah. Let's be honest. That's, in the end, I think
your lips to God's ears, sir.
Listen, but East Coast people are more like, I'm up for a challenge. Let's mess with it. Let's see what happens. Like, it's very much, at least I find it, but hey, let's go with the first question.
All right. That first question. For the guest, what's an embarrassing song from your playlist, good sir?
Ooh, boy. Embarrassing?
Yeah, song that you like that's kind of a guilty pleasure.
Wannabe by Spice Girls.
Hey!
That's fair.
Good one.
Yeah. That's
it's in my head right now.
Oh, me too. Yeah.
I'm just not singing it for copyright reasons, but I'm on board.
You know what, though? I'll be totally honest. There are a lot of Spice Girls and Backstreet Boys songs that I know word for word. And I'm like, if they come on, I'm like, I'm gonna sing it. It's just gonna happen. You know what? That was just the time of my life. Every song was getting memorized, and those were getting played. That's just what's gonna happen.
I just want to say that what he said, other than Spice Girls, way more embarrassing than mine. I won't even mention them. No way.
Well, that's because I want it that way, sir. If
it makes you feel any better, I have 2 versions of ABBA's "Gimme, Gimme, Gimme a Man After Midnight."
Is one of them the Mamma Mia version?
Yes. It's the one with Amanda
Yes,
Seyfried doing it. Yeah, that one, and then the other one is also not ABBA. It's the fucking. It's the J-Teams. It's the like, you know how they had bands in the early 2000s where they were just doing the discography of another band, but they're teenagers. So yeah, my sister had it on her like playlist as a kid, and yeah, I'm not ashamed.
ABBA,
but
it's not actually ABBA.
Yeah, if I ever run for office, I'm fucked. That's coming out. And that's that's my Michael Dukakis in the tank. That's my Dean Stream moment right there.
I love how it's like the things that is like, I'll be known for it. It's going to be bad. You're like, everyone will go, really? That's it? Okay. It's not.
It definitely won't be the Aquaman underoos. No, not at all.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
The fact that you've mooned people on stage, or all those kind of things. Yeah, no, that wouldn't.
My girlfriend is currently making fun of me in our.
Yeah, listen, that's just a good girlfriend. She sees you down, gives you a little kick, but also,
What?
I'm not making fun of you. I'm being genuine.
Wait, seriously?
Yes.
Oh my god!
Whoa! Welcome to the More Popish Digital.
There you go. Millennials can't even take a compliment.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
All right. Question 2. What's something you like to do that no one can stop you because you're a fucking grown-up? Like cake for breakfast or whatever. Smoking?
Right.
Smoking. All right.
Look,
We've had
I believe in
4
socialized
episodes in a
medicine.
row.
I believe in socialized medicine. If you're ever outside at a place I'm at, passing around any medicine, be social, pass it to me.
Yeah. Smoking.
I just find it the last 4 episodes that have that we've recorded have all been people who are like, I do a lot of drugs. That's what that's like, no one can stop me.
I don't do drugs. I take medicine.
Wow.
I'm actually like my dad. My dad has Parkinson's, and I was telling him about my pinch nerve and my neck pain, and he goes, "I'll put together a care package for you. I got a bunch of CBD and THC gummies," and I'm like, I love the future. Imagine if I went back in time to 2004, and told my past self, hey, so marijuana, that thing that they they say your brain's going to explode and that everybody in high school is doing it. You got to keep it on the down low. Your dad, your medicine practicing dad, is going to have that shit in gummy bear form, and he's going to gift it to you.
Yeah, your dad is going to send you some of it in the mail in about 20 years, just so you know.
Yeah. That's crazy to me.
It's fantastic, though.
Yeah. Quick little sidebar.
But that's the best part.
Quick little sidebar on the topic of the question, most embarrassing song in your playlist. I used that on a Bumble Girl yesterday, and it worked, dude.
Nice.
It worked, man. Generation Dan, let's give it up for the boys teaching the younger one how to finally pick up women that doesn't involve Italian pastries.
Yeah. What was the answer?
She said, oh, God.
Yeah.
I have so many in my phone, I have to find her,
Yeah. Oh, of course.
Just real quick, Caleb, picking up women. You're with the foxiest lady in all of Denver.
I was with the foxiest lady in all of Denver.
Shiza. I'm sorry, I did not realize that was over.
On that guy there. It's okay. Little English lesson for the Generation Dan folks. It's all good. Past tense, ladies and gentlemen. That means it was in the past.
That means Caleb's cannoli is up for grabs. It is up for grabs. His cannoli is on the market.
Yeah.
If anyone wondered, it's a large cannoli. So
grab that Gestapo and toss him out by your fascist grand council. Mussolini jokes. Christ. Okay, to people watching this on YouTube, I'm like, if you have like car sickness, I'm sorry. I just watching Michael float around, and he's walking around, and the camera's bouncing everywhere. And...
I can't help myself. I gotta move.
Yeah.
I'm in my man cave. I'm in the basement studio. See, it used to be when I jumped into StreamYard, the green screen would pick it up. Apparently, not so much anymore. It's been a while since I've been in StreamYard.
Well, because it looks like
it is a real studio, but it's a basement.
Okay.
Starving artist.
Yeah. Well, it looks like your phone is in portrait because there's like black bars on the side.
Well, yeah, see, I turn it to the side, and this is what happens.
Oh, it just doesn't like adjust.
It's not. Yeah, it's not doing. I don't know why that is. Sometimes that happens. Mostly with cell phones, is it won't. Sometimes it will, but then it'll switch to portrait and then stay like that. And you can't.
See, I would love to have a computer like you, Dino, but I'm not at the level you are in the comedy business.
If I got this from comedy, it would not be this good. I'll tell you that.
Well,
I got this in college.
You didn't let me finish. I didn't marry a rich Asian wife to settle me up and square me away.
Dude, I cannot wait to be a house husband. Like,
listen,
I've been waiting my whole life.
Did it once. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Listen, there is nothing wrong. See, this is the whole thing. I've started writing material where I'm like, listen, it's a message to women that I'm like, you should know, most men shouldn't be allowed to vote. Just in general, okay? It's not. And in all honesty, like, I want to start a men's suffrage movement. They should not be allowed to vote. Just en masse, I really feel like that is the future because honestly,
a men's anti-suffrage movement. Yeah.
No, because I want men's suffrage.
No, suffrage is the ability to vote.
No, because it was to end
SUFFERAGE. You're spelling it wrong.
God. Okay.
Is it?
I will travel up to Toronto and hit you with the dictionary. Okay.
Listen, Mister. I say it, Kiev. Listen. Okay, let's be clear.
Suffrage,
okay.
Noun, the right to vote in political elections. Okay.
So then, why was the poster
SUFFERAGE? So you're spelling it wrong.
Is it?
It would be the thing you're thinking of is suffering. Like,
no,
that's what he wants: men to suffer.
Yeah. Also true.
Okay. Yes. Then that's the thing. But like in terms of the whole thing with the like end women's suffrage, it's supposed to be like a troll, right? So you're like, are you against women's suffrage? And they're like, yeah, I think I am, just because it sounds like suffering.
It was called The Man Show. Yeah. It was on Comedy Central in the 90s. They set up a whole booth on Coney Island. It was hysterical.
Yeah. Listen, let's be honest. I think there are too many people voting at this point, right? And it's I think we gotta get some of the men out of there, right? And senior citizens, definitely not. I think bring in like 14-year-olds. 14-year-olds should vote.
I don't think I deserve to vote.
I've never voted in my life. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, you need to shut up then, because
I pay taxes. That entitles me to opinions, sir.
Yeah, but like the whole well, you're Canadian. This is different. At least then the whole no taxation without representation thing. Come on, But again, we're American. You're Canadian, so
I'm better than you, and I'm Greek. Doubling that. I got you.
Oh my God!
Are you gonna disrespect the free world in front of me right now, Dino?
Hey man, we created.
First off, his people began the Western fucking movement. Let's be real.
Yep.
Started with us. Even the gay. We didn't.
Oh my God! When I was a kid, if we didn't know what a word was, and we asked our mom, like, what does this word mean? Instead of going, I don't know, why don't you look it up? She would literally throw the dictionary at us. Like, I remember one time she threw it and it knocked the wind out of me because I was sitting on the couch and it hit me in the stomach. It was, Dino's frozen, isn't he? God damn it. It literally just looks like he's giving me like a look of disapproval. I
think that's what he is doing.
He hasn't
because who brings up old family stuff like that? Does your mom want everybody in the free world to know she abused you with a dictionary as a child? I mean, come on.
No. But she also doesn't listen to the show. So
Yeah, but her friends might. Your other family members might. She doesn't want that getting out.
I think my dad does, but they're divorced. So, in his case, he's like, yeah, whatever.
I feel like that's a
So
great
we know
idea.
whose side you are in the custody battle.
Oh, there he goes.
Well, actually, no, because I was on, as a kid, she was on my side more, but as an adult, kind of. Because I was in the hospital one time and they had all the brain node things. And I realized that my mom stresses me out on a molecular level because she came in to visit me and all the things went crazy. And I was like, oh, that's what that is.
Yeah, again, probably not something your mom wants getting out, Atlas.
You know what she does want to know, though, Atlas? That you shit your pants in front of a Del Taco employee. Yeah. She does want to know that.
Well, she was there for that, so.
Wow!
Yeah.
Mom of the
I
year.
told you guys that.
I know. I was telling Michael.
Yeah. Okay. Oh,
and just bringing it up again to cause you emotional harm.
Did you guys already talk about his hate against LeBron James and everything LeBron James does, or no?
Nope.
Is that Alice or me? Are you talking about Alice or me?
No,
I am a hater of LeBron James. I live 1 hour from fucking Akron, Ohio. Just a kid from Akron. Just a piece of shit from Akron. That's my opinion.
Okay, he's actually in earnest about it. In my case, it was they were just ragging on me, and it just turned into this running gag. So, you know what? Wow. Good on you for actually having the conviction to hate LeBron James.
Look, there is one GOAT in basketball. That GOAT is Michael fucking Jordan. The only number 23 that mattered this fucking century. Last century. Thank you very much.
Yeah. I mean, he did play in the 2000s, but it was like...
Yeah, that Michael Jordan didn't matter.
Yeah.
That was 43 Michael Jordan.
Yeah, that was Washington Wizards. You know, it's like I have yet to see anybody go oh man, the Washington Wizards, they're the fucking terror of the West. Nope, never.
It's actually the Orlando Magic that he played for, but it's okay, Atlas. You can be racist in public. It's not a problem.
No, he owned and played. He owned and played for the Wizards. Yeah. Atlas is not incorrect.
No, he definitely got traded to the Magic, bro.
Did he really? I don't think so.
No,
that doesn't sound right.
That's where he played his last season.
Michael Jordan?
No.
Yeah.
Heavens, no.
No, you're thinking of
Michael
Shaq.
Jordan confused with someone else.
Magic,
look, Caleb, being as honky as you are, I can see the whiteness of you from here. I'm just saying, they don't all look alike. That's a common misconception. Caleb, you're showing your honkiness right now. They don't all look alike, okay?
Did he black out his
That was a very different black fellow.
Everything crashed.
It was the Wizards. It was the Wizards. It
was the Wizards? Well,
It was the Wizards.
Jamie, look that up. Jamie, look that up for us, okay?
It was the Wizards.
Okay.
I would like to take this moment in this difficult time in my career to apologize to my friends and family, and most importantly, my fans.
It's too late. I think you got canceled 7 minutes ago.
Yeah, well, that's where this came from.
Oh, God.
Wait, what was where that came from?
Him being canceled. But don't worry, he already left us with treasures like this.
Atlas is talking about racist shit again.
Caleb is the voice of the youth. So, but sometimes, listen, it all started here.
Talking about old guys shit.
Yeah.
And it just got worse.
The amount of sound bites that come out of this man is crazy.
Oh, fuck. It was the Wizards!
Yeah.
Can I get a real quick moment of silence? 10 seconds of silence. My Aunt Dorothy just passed. Quite literally, not a joke. 10 seconds of silence, please, for my Aunt Dorothy. She's been on the cusp. She just now passed. I got the text message just now. 10 seconds of silence for my Aunt Dorothy.
Done.
And back to the fuckery.
Excellent.
R.I.P. Aunt Dorothy.
R.I.P. Aunt Dorothy.
My brain told me to say, is she okay? But what I mean to say is...
Yes, she's much better now, actually.
Okay.
Much better now.
Like, did she go peacefully, or like what was she dealing with? That kind of thing. That's what I meant.
Yeah, she went peacefully. Massive stroke.
Yeah.
It was probably brutal for a minute, but then she was sleeping for like the last 2 weeks.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's a weird thing to experience all of that, especially if it's ongoing.
Live on a show.
Yeah, that makes it much worse. But you know, we captured the moment, and that's what matters for the internet.
Would you rather go by something like a stroke, or like have it be instantaneous, or would you rather have it like be a slow kind of descent?
I look at it like this: you only get to die once. Make it a good one.
Okay.
Long and slow and horrible, man. That ain't a good one. I want to be attacked by a tiger picking bananas fresh in an Indian fucking jungle.
Matthew McConaughey, Rain of Fire, off the cliff with the axe attacking the dragon. Like, yeah.
Right, but mine's realistic, Dino. That's the difference.
You haven't been to Canada, sir. We have dragons.
You have to snort cat piss to do what you want to do.
Don't challenge me with a good time, sir. Okay? Don't. No, like, somebody asked me that, and I was like, they're like, how would you want to go? And I'm like, oh, in combat. They're like, I'm sorry, what? I'm like, yeah, just go down fighting. Why not?
Yeah. I don't think I would want a thing through the chest, and then you're like, fuck, and then it gets you. I want like a straight bullet to the head, and then you're dead. Like you never see it coming.
Like a vagina.
Or no.
Go when you're sleeping, puss cake.
Puss cake is a very good insult. Hey, Charles the 12th went in combat the same way during the Great Northern War. Although he was always kind of a weird guy. So
I feel like
Atlas and 7 other people in North America know about this bullshit.
Hey, he is the first guy that learned don't invade Russia in winter. He's the
and
he did it before
share,
Napoleon
apparently.
and Hitler. Yeah, no, well, because he attacks Russia, and then Peter the Great and everybody, they scorch Earth, and then they have to go back through all that, heading toward heading back to Sweden, and then on the way back they have to. They're sieging a castle, and he's like getting up for a look on the trench, and then just gets shot through the head.
Listen, I feel like a spear through the chest, the adrenaline euphoria that you would receive right then would just send you off like a rocket. Like, for sure you're dying, but you'd get that just like a like that would be a full like red alert on every nerve in your entire body. I think that'd be a fun way to go. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Spear in the chest. Whee!
And imagine if you keep on walking, how badass people are going to be talking about you. Like, man, he got a spear through the chest and then attacked. What a badass! And you're like, yeah, man, let's go for it. What do you got to lose? You're gonna die, right? Like,
or
this hurt.
I feel like that's one of the like Otto von Bismarck got shot 5 times and just walked it off because he's the Iron Chancellor. It's because
somebody's a history buff.
Mm-hmm. It's because everything either grazed him or bounced off his ribs. But just like they called him the Iron Chancellor because of like some speech he said with the word iron in it. But I bet when he got shot, he was like Iron Chancellor, and then just walked.
In the 21st century, he'd be the Adamantium Chancellor.
Oh yeah, definitely. Fuck yeah,
it'd be awesome.
Do you deal with any chronic pain, Michael? Like just stuff or?
Bro, I'm 48 years old. Every fucking day above the earth is pain.
I couldn't tell if you were 30 or 50, so it's
48. I'll just like lowering the veil. 48 years old. All this, ladies, I know what you were thinking. 48. I'm too old for you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so just like walking around with pain all the time.
Yeah, pretty much. My knees suck. My shoulders are both thrashed. Mm-hmm. Weirdest thing for sure about being over 40, I used to know when I was done peeing. I don't know if you're there yet.
28, not quite there.
Yeah, well, here's something for you to look forward to. You think you're done, you shake it and you zip it, and then anywhere from 2 to 30 minutes later, then you're done peeing.
Oh, 2 to 30 minutes. I definitely had the like it was like a kinked thing, and then just like there's a little afterward, but not 30 minutes later. That's crazy.
I don't know. Maybe you have a issue with your, stuff. Have you seen a doctor about that? Because at 28, you should not be experiencing that shit.
It is shaped like a pirate sword. So could be a thing. That's another callback.
He's got a scimitar.
Yeah.
See, I told you need a better word for that. A scimitar, a saber. Some of you,
I have said scimitar before. Oh well. Yeah. Well, pinched nerve in my neck, and that's what I'm dealing with right now.
Like I said, in all honesty, if it's now kind of going further down your arm and stuff and affecting other things, like you've had it for a lot longer than you realize.
Yeah, well, because I went to urgent care, and then it's bad where they took X-rays of my neck, and from behind the barrier, I heard the tech go, "Dude."
Oh, for real?
It's bad. And I'm like, what happened? And he's like, okay, first off, you need to get good at sleeping. I'm a noob playing Fortnite. Get good, noob. But it was about sleeping. And he's like, what's your pillow like? I'm like, I don't know. It's a pillow. He's like, is it thin? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, you need a thicker pillow, one that supports your, big
massive head.
Yeah. I look like the big head cheat in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. Get a more supportive pillow, and then I'm also he prescribed me a muscle relaxer and a steroid, which was it this show or my other show that it hit me in the middle of it.
It was the other show.
It was the other show. Okay, so I was recording it, and about midway through, I literally went, "I'm fascinated by my hands right now."
Drugs time.
Right.
Yeah.
Not for nothing, but Atlas, I don't like you trying to one-up me, okay? I'm your guest. My aunt fucking died. You survived that shit. Stop trying to one-up me, okay?
Yes!
Next topic.
How dare you, Atlas?
Why don't we ask him the third question then while I go cry in a corner or something?
Well, there you go. What do you mean I'm an adult? So when was the first time where essentially you were put into a situation where you were the one in charge? Everyone just looked to you for what do we do now kind of thing.
Look, I'm just being real here. I don't know how it happened, but all through my life, I have given off an air of command or some bullshit where people, when shit goes crazy sideways left, they look to me for the answers. So this has always happened at a young age. One particular example I can think of, we were shooting a lot of fireworks off. I was 17. Some friends of mine had a hold of a half stick of dynamite. They thought, oh, I know a great place for this. And they set it off inside of a railroad trestle.
No.
Kablooey. You want to talk about acoustics. You probably heard that the next county over. I mean, for real, it was loud as shit. Yeah. My friend Jane, love her to death. She's my sister. We've known each other most of my life. She looked right at me and said, they're all dead.
Oh,
wow.
So I went on, search and rescue mission number 1. That was at 17. It's happened multiple times since then. Usually search and rescue is involving LSD, in which case, no shit, I'm the one eating the most. Here's one second example. I'm 19, maybe 20 years old, eating the most acid of all of us at the Canadian border.
Okay.
We're leaving Ohio. We're going up there to party at your Canadian strip clubs. Why? 19. And fully nude. Yeah. Also, you don't have to pay extra to get laid.
Yeah, well, listen, gets to a point where...
Hey, Siri, record that.
So the guy behind the desk is asking all these questions real rapid fire like, and everyone looks at me like, well, are you going to answer them or not? So yeah, on 6 hits of acid... The kid gets me and 3 of my very, very drunk friends across the border to party in Canada that night.
That's impressive.
One of my favorite stories to tell. I really bastardized it. There's a whole lot more that goes into that. For instance, this one guy, all true, Dino, you know how I do. This is not a story I've told on stage, but I think I'm about to because I forgot about this story until recently. Guy behind the counter says, where'd all your friends go? And homeboy says, I think they went to the bathroom. And he's like, what are they in there doing? Dumping drugs? So my friend, he comes over, he opens the bathroom door and he says, hey, man, real calm, real collected. Hey, man, you guys got to get in there. He thinks you're in here dumping drugs. I look to my right, my man Tony, dumping drugs.
Hey, you guys dumping drugs?
100% true story. We got across the border, though. It was, I mean, one of my top 10 favorite stories to tell of all time. That was 19, maybe 20-year-old Michael bullshitting his way across into another country, starting no incident on 6 hits of acid.
So basically, you were an episode of That 70s Show come to life.
Yeah, basically. Except Eric Foreman would have fucked it up. I scored a perfect 10. I'm the Fonz, motherfucker. That was happy days.
That's true. Well, okay, technically they did get busted at the Canadian border in an episode. And then they got through because of Eric, because he sang the Canadian national anthem for some reason.
Oh, what
like,
a
that just
fucking...
worked.
All right, first off, fuck Eric Foreman. Thanks for informing me about that. I used to enjoy that show. He is a sorry excuse for an American. That's all I have to say. If you're in the 70s and knowing the Canadian motherfucking national anthem, go fuck yourself, sir.
That's fair. That was like peak Cold War. You should not know any other anthem than the American. Even Canadians were like, listen, in case you're in America, just say you're American. Learn the American anthem.
I bleed red, white, and blue, some bitch.
Yeah. Well, and they're in Wisconsin, too. You know, fucking, like...
Hey, man.
I think they almost fail. Like, they forget at one point, and then they just kind of, like, trail off and then pick up a little bit later. So I don't think they knew it all the way through.
Hey, man, every time, those innocent Canadians just sitting there, just never causing problems, and everyone's like, hey, we're here to cause problems. They're like, all right, well, try and clean up after yourselves. Come on in.
I just remember the scene where the Mounties are questioning him. And it's like, what are you doing in Canada? And then it's Tommy Chong as Leo. What are you doing in Canada? But, like, when they get to Eric, he's like, we're just here for beer. And I love Rush. I'm like, that's probably how I would answer, to be honest, because I fucking love Rush so much.
Knowing your luck, Atlas, though, you get the one person who's like, who's Rush?
Yeah,
get out of here.
Yeah.
If it weren't for Geddy Lee's vocals, I too would love Rush.
It's like the first couple albums are pretty hard to get through, just because he's like, literally, I'm pretty sure. Like, they got John Rutsey to just stand there with his hands on his balls. Like, you're not drumming anymore, so grab.
It's kind of like anybody who thinks that Molly Hatchet is the best band ever probably also owns every last record ever made by Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem. Let's be real. The singer for Molly Hatchet sounds like a goddamn Muppet.
Okay.
I'm flirting with disaster.
Okay,
I mean, come on.
I was thinking about this the other day. What would be the funniest movie to, like, remake with the Muppets?
Die Hard.
Oh my god! Yeah.
It's got to be Fozzie Bear.
Yeah.
Fozzie Bear is going to be John McClane. I feel like that's the only way you could do that.
I can't
do it like that. No, you can't do it like that. Only because it's the Muppets. Think about it, Dino. Fozzie. He's what's his name? Hans. Fozzie's Hans.
Oh yeah. So it's Kermit going through.
Kermit has to be John McClane because he is the leading man. Holly Gennaro, obviously played by Miss Piggy.
Yeah.
I would like to see Kermit as Hans Gruber. That's honestly because I see Fozzie in the ductwork just going, go to LA, it'll be great. I think that'd be funny.
Waka waka waka.
Yeah, exactly right. So, could you imagine him dropping the guy in the elevator, going, "Now I have a gun." Waka waka waka. I think that's like spot on. Fozzie Bear, right?
And that like replaces the yippee-ki-yay motherfucker, right?
Yeah, waka waka waka. That's perfect. Like, and realistically, I feel like Kermit with a German accent. I feel like we're onto something like that.
I feel like you don't even have to do the German accent. Just
don't have to sell me, Dino. I'm already on board. I really like where you're going with this. But the television's workshop people are never going to go for that. Kermit is their leading man. They've cast that die.
I can just picture now Kermit falling off the building like, ah! Like it's just embedded in my brain. Oh yeah, no, that's not. Yeah, no, it's definitely not good. I'm gonna write that up.
Okay, so just Kermit is Hans Gruber, right?
That's for sure.
Yeah. What was it you said to me before? Yippee-ki-yay! Like,
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Yeah.
That means,
Oh,
okay, do you remember the guy who gets caught doing coke? Has got to be Grover.
Oh, yeah. That would be good.
He's got the schnoz for
Baby,
it.
listen to me. I am near. Now I am far.
Oh.
Oh, my God.
Let's see.
I need to call my grandma or something, dude. Like,
Count Von Count.
I gotta call
Mr. Nakatomi or Mr. Nakatomi. Think about it.
Who plays the big blonde muscle?
Oh,
maybe that's Miss Piggy.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
You know, the karate and all that, and the whole gimmick she's got.
Or Beaker.
Okay. Caleb, did you just miss the train on all the Muppets?
I'm like talking about old guy shit.
Yeah.
I'm in the caboose of the train.
Okay, but like you saw the Muppets movie with Jason Segel. Like it's
Yeah.
Okay, so you at least got that. That's good.
We got all the other 18 movies in our lifetimes.
Yeah.
Well, not speaking for you, Mr. 28.
Old parents. I've been. Also, I'm the youngest old guy you'll ever meet. Probably.
That's also true.
Yeah.
I feel like Atlas is like just like a golf cart and a velour suit away from retirement. Like that he's just collecting money until he's got those. And it's gonna be a velour suit that has like collars, like big collars on it. He's like
He's just one step away from Winter Haven, Florida.
Yeah, pretty much. What if he did like the Muppets in The Princess Bride?
It would just be the Muppets. It would be exactly. See, this is okay.
Yeah.
Have you seen
The Princess Bride's too campy, right? Dino's exactly right. It's already the Muppets.
Okay.
How about the Muppets in Alien?
Oh,
I'd watch that. That's
Which one of them gets their fucking chest ripped open in that first scene where it's what was it, John Hurt?
I don't know. Or the Muppets in Back to the Future?
Oh.
now we're just finding
again, it's so campy. It's so campy. It's already almost the Muppets.
But but just seeing Kermit go, "Damn, I'm late for school," and then
these are all like fake trailers for movies on Tropic Thunder. You're like, this is it's the Muppets do War and Peace. And you're like, what are you talking about?
Satan's Alley.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous, right? But no,
I'd like to see the Muppets do Schindler's List, personally.
Oh, shit!
That's just me. I'm more of a drama guy. So.
Caleb McDuff for the win, ladies and gentlemen. Caleb McDuff for the win.
Oh God!
Who's in the red coat at the end?
No, we're just not gonna. We're not gonna roll that, man. Like that people get doxxed for. Like that's. You don't want people coming in my house. Like I'll fight them, man. That's not. I don't have enough good cameras for that.
Oh my God.
I only got a full size bed. That's my only issue.
Who's the doctor that's beside Beaker? It's Dr.
Honeydew, Bunsen Honeydew. Yeah.
He's the one in the suspenders, I think. That's
I think I'm gonna be sick. That's fuck.
The Muppets as the X-Men.
There we go. We'll go to
Who's Magneto? Who's Magneto?
I feel like you could have Ernie as Magneto, right? Or Bert, sorry. Bert is Magneto, and then
Bert, because he's the top, right?
Yeah, and then you have Ernie as Professor X. And then...
No, Ernie would have to be Sabretooth, his number one little bitch.
Yeah, I guess. I was thinking you had like they're friends, but they're like kind of at odds. So you could have like
Well, they are friends, but they're at odds.
Yeah.
Ernie tells Bert, or Bert tells Ernie right where to get off and when and exactly in what hole.
Yeah.
I have so many horrible memes of Bert and Ernie. that are like about cannibal, like just weird, crazy things. I'm gonna send it to all of you because they're really bad, but they're so funny because you're just like, no, it's not appropriate. It's not
Thank you
appropriate
in
for kids.
advance.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. We should get on to our last question.
Okay. All right. Well, okay.
Did I hijack
First,
your episode by talking crazy shit? I'm sorry if I did.
No, that's what the show is.
I'm just here goofing off, having a nice time. You guys are swell fellas for having me here. Sorry I was late. I was eating brisket and I'm a little bit drunk.
That's fair. Well, first off, where can people find you and follow you before we get to this last question?
The best place to find me and follow me is www.michaelcopenhavercomedian.com. Right there. Yeah. Look at that, ladies. I trim my nails. I trim my nails. You know you want those nails inside of you.
This is a very vivid description for someone on Spotify.
Yeah, I trim my nails, ladies. That's all I'm saying. You want me inside of you.
Good for you.
Well, just to reiterate, some people don't realize it from the first time. You got to, be reminded.
Listen, nobody likes sharp nails. That's fair. That's definitely. I'm cutting that into a little short. I'm definitely gonna cut that part. I'll send it to you. Don't worry. I'll even do the little Andy Warhol thing and everying. Where it's like,
Dino, I trust you implicitly. You have my absolute permission to do whatever you want with any soundbite you have here. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I will regret saying that, but I do trust you and have fun with it. I can laugh at me just as easily as you can, my friend.
Hey, and that's why I wanted you here. That's because, listen, if anything, I think we should assign our guests a stipulation that, hey, before you come, get a little bit drunk and have some brisket. It'll be a good time. I think that's fair.
The brisket was killer.
That's quality.
You can follow us also at Generation Dan on Twitter. So
we've gotten I think we're already gotten a bunch of new subscribers from the shorts. We had a short that yesterday it aired, and it's already at 970 views. So
nice.
We do stuff, and people enjoy it in very small doses. But that's it's because we're courteous lovers. That's what we do. We're gentle.
Leave a like, leave a comment, tell a friend, leave a review, all that stuff. How about the rest of us?
Yeah, I'm Caleb McDuff. You can find me on Twitter at Caleb C. McDuff. And I also just want the ladies to know, that's why I finish in 20 seconds, is because I'm courteous to you.
He also offers a warm towelette.
Would you like a towelette? Would you like a sauna?
Listen, it's sauna, and absolutely. You're in the mountains. That only makes sense.
It's what?
Sauna. It is. Listen, it's weirdos from Europe. It's not my fault, okay?
Sauna.
Listen, we're not going to have this debate. We already had it about Kiev. Okay?
Hey, Siri, open Duolingo.
Anyways, so one of the questions that we finished off with,
wait.
Mr. Michael
Plug yourself, Dino.
No, well, I've been plugging myself all night. I
thought you said fluff. Fluff yourself.
Tomato.
Yeah.
I'm at Dino the Genetic Marvel. You can follow me at Dino the Genetic Marvel. I even have, I believe my YouTube channel is just /Big Bad Dino, which is the email that I originally signed up for because that was my Hotmail account from a million years ago when the internet was birthed. So I got one of those.
I can see 14-year-old Dino, Big Bad Dino. Yeah, I'm Big Bad Dino.
Yeah, that makes sense, right? Really, I look like this already, and so it's that makes sense.
I am 14-year-old Dino.
Yeah, same. Just this got bigger. This got longer. It's just this. I feel like I went and just came out the wrong way.
He's like Wooly Willy. They moved it down here. All right. You can
works.
find me at Atlas Novak on Twitter, Instagram, or follow my other show, Nexus at Night, at Nexus at Night, in those same places. That's about a trading card game. So,
or any Facebook groups that are anti-LeBron James. That's where also you can find Atlas.
Yeah, fuckLeBronJames.com. That's my website. LeBron James is not a goat at all.net. That was also my other website.
All right.
Fantastic.
So, final question. What is your most memorable set as a comic? Good, bad, weird, or otherwise?
For all the wrong reasons, I tell the story to this day. I found out I am not good at dealing with hecklers on December 23rd, 2019.
Festivus.
Yeah. This lady, she was talking through every comedian's set, I was like 7th or 8th up in the list. It was a showcase. And I said to my friend, I hope she talks during my set. Wait till you see what I say to her. And I thought it was clever. I thought it was witty. And I thought I was going to be a hero to everybody. She starts talking about 3 minutes into my set. And I said, hey, excuse me, ma'am, do you have children? And she says, yes, I have 2 beautiful kids. I said, stop right there. I hope you die on Christmas morning while they're opening their presents.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah, I know now. Now I know.
I remember the first time you told me that story. And I went,
Bro, that is a true story. I really, really did that. And I thought in my heart of hearts, I am going to be everybody's hero for shitting in her mouth like that. No, it turns out a whole table full of really nice nurses walked away because they're like, we didn't come for this, sir. But what pissed me off the most, listen, here's the only reason I was that pissed off. This is true, all true, 100% true. She was sitting right beside the producer of the show, and she was talking to him that like real loud through everybody's sets. He should have been like, shut the fuck up, bitch.
Yeah.
And if she doesn't shut up when you say shut up, put your dick in her mouth. Shut her the fuck up.
So basically,
misogyny.com, that's another one of my websites.
So that's what fa la 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 means.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
But that's my most memorable set for that reason. My best set, I just had it 45 minutes last Saturday night at the B2B Garden Brewery in beautiful Albuquerque, New Mexico. I did 45 minutes to an excellent sold-out crowd.
Nice.
I just had a blast, and Albuquerque loves me as much as I love them. I cannot wait to live there. Yes, Albuquerque, I'm relocating. Uncle Daddy's coming to you.
Uncle Daddy, that's not a good name to have.
That's that guy, right? That's that guy, right? He stays the night when your mom and dad are divorced.
Oh.
You don't know what to call him. Says, just call me Uncle Daddy. I'm that guy.
As unique as it is, I'm the one comedian that came from a good childhood and family. It's not. I'm a weirdo.
Yeah, you're entirely too funny. Something happened. You had an uncle that diddled you.
No.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you
not
do.
Divorce.
You just forgot about it. Go see a brain wrangler. I'm telling you right now. Inside your brain, nothing but nightmares.
Can you imagine, dude? I'm 6'2" and almost 400 pounds. What kind of mental case is gonna be like? You know what I want? The big one. It's not good.
Yeah. Your weird Uncle Frankie or whatever his name was. Uncle Diddles or whatever you called him.
Oh man. Oh boy.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that has been another rambunctious episode of Generation Dan. Thank you for listening to your 3 Uncle Daddies of respective time frames. And we will see you next week, folks.
The most chaotic and the most fun.
You're welcome. I would apologize, but I meant every word of it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's fantastic. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. I hope you.
Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.